morning, I'm Scott McVeigh and welcome to the Adelaide Sports Desk of Nine's Whiteboard of Sports for another big Saturday here in town. And again, the weather has been more than kind to us, perfect spring conditions for what is the penultimate round of football for season 1990. The reserves clash is on at the moment. We'll go down to Footy Park shortly. Racing today is at Cheltenham with 8 events on the card. I'll keep you updated right across the afternoon. At 4:30, following Whiteboard of Sports, I'll bring you finals football action. All of the action from the replay of last year's grand final between North and Port, and what a critical game that is for both sides today. And of course, that will be followed at 5:30 by KG's Footy Show. But for now, the reserves preliminary final being played at Footy Park. West Torrens possibly playing as West Torrens for the last time this year. And Glenelg, let's say good morning to the boys. Graham Campbell, David Mackay and Neville Rocky Roberts.
Thanks, Scotty, and welcome viewers to the preliminary final of the Nissan Cup, our live coverage on Nine's Wide World of Sports. The Tigers have done it well to start the game off. They've got away with 2 goals, 2 points, they're 14, and Torrens have kicked just the 2 singles. Joining me in commentary is Graham Campbell with some goal scorers, David Mackay.
Thank you, Neville. Good morning, viewers. Goal scorers for Glenelg, Wayne Thornborough, who kicked a goal just moments ago, and Phil McGuinness, who snaffled his at the 5-minute mark. And Graham, a magnificent afternoon for football.
Well, David, a few West Torrens supporters have rung up to complain about Scotty McBain's comment. It's West Torrens' last appearance. They may play next week, Scotty.
Well, you saw me go for the mobile phone, Graham. I was one of the complainers. The Eagles, well, nobody would have given the Eagles a chance of coming this far, and who knows how far they can go. We've mentioned before they just snuck into the final 5 in round 20 when they defeated Woodville, but they have since defeated West Adelaide in the elimination final and Norwood in last week's first semi-final to advance to this week's preliminary final. And Glenelg were slaughtered last week by Port Adelaide after looking very comfortable victors early in the game. They kicked 10 goals, Glenelg, in the first quarter to Port Adelaide's 2, but after that it was all the Magpies, and the Port Adelaide reserves have advanced to the grand final.
The Eagles with the ball now, though, as they push forward again, working hard out on the far side of the ground for the Eagles with Somerville. Jep there with him, and the ball will go to ground. There was a report in the first 10 minutes of the game. Neville Smith was reported for the Tigers for allegedly striking Gerard Toohey of West Torrens. So he'll have to face the wrath of the commissioners during the week. With the ball now is Woodall. His kick is long towards the goal square. Bullis underneath it. He kicked 5 for West Torrens last week in their courageous win over Norwood. Spear has 1 point, goes to the boundary line, and we'll have a throw in that forward pocket.
And Rocky, speaking of reports, Stuart Whitehouse, who played so well for West Torrens last week, was reported after the game. A report was lodged by Norwood Football Club, in fact, and he was found guilty of striking Mello of Norwood and was suspended. So he's missing today.
It's the trial by video system, Graham, and it's obviously they look at it every Monday, the league, and they file their reports before 12 o'clock.
I was unaware of that, Rocky. How many weeks did he get, do you know?
2, I think, Graham, and that would see the year out for him, obviously, but the Eagles are successful today.
Well, how sad's that? Like the boy misses out in the possible grand final appearance.
So it's apparently a fairly serious report, and the young boy from Norwood, in fact, suffered Adrian Mello, number 23, suffered a fractured or broken jaw as a result of the collision. But Damien, in fact, it is. And the boy with the ball there, number 44 for the Tigers, has been playing well this season for them. That's McGuinness. Batterson got it, gave it to Rouvray, back to McGuinness. He's got plenty of run, very similar to his brother. The kick is a beauty, and it finds Elias. Craig Elias, number 7 for the Tigers.
Well, a real one-man show of skills there by Phil McGuinness. He gave what I would call a lateral hand pass to start the thing going, took it back and found Elias with a brilliant kick.
A little bit loose by West Torrens as Simon Hill forces his way over the 50-metre line. It'll still be a good kick, although what breeze there is here at Football Park on an absolutely magnificent day and surface is favouring the Tigers. That's going to the left of your screen or the northern end of the ground. Let's watch him as he rides it in. It's a beautiful kick. Has it got the distance? It has.
So Glenelg go to an 18-point advantage, and to be frank, there's very little breeze at Football Park of which to speak. McIntosh it was who got the ball to Liptak, who goes to half forward. The target was Maynard ruck roving today. Wormald in pursuit. The ball just kept on the line. Now Scott Geyer, named the best for the Eagles by the club last week. Of course, we gave Damien Mead the brawn man of the match. Liptak again, long, well placed. Elias at full forward, right on the edge of the square, and the big man is marked. Now remember that Craig Elias started so very well last week against Port Adelaide. In fact, he kicked 3 goals in the first term. And as Neville Roberts off air reminds me, that's all he kicked, so he wasn't sided virtually after the first quarter. Into the open goal, and that's his first.
Welcome back to Football Park. There's the scoreline, 4-2-26. The Tigers away to a great start of West Torrens, 2 points. That's a 24-point margin. Slight breeze, as I said, and it's going with the Tigers. Off the ground came Jason Ziller moments ago, and Matt Hill replaced him, number 59 for West Torrens, so an early change to them. With the ball now is John Harper. He's at centre wing, but he might have got the benefit of a free kick or a 50-metre there. Umpires today, Jeff Jeans and Richard Williams. The ball goes to the 50-metre line. Bergeron underneath it. He's given Neville Smith a hiding early in the game. There he is on your screen. Neville Smith goes to ground against Somerville and will have a bounce just over the 50-metre line. And as usual, today we'll make some judgments towards the end of the game about the best person on the ground. The man of the match, he'll receive the Brawn Shaver. There comes compliments of Brawn. They've given one away every week on our Nines coverage of the Nissan Cup. We appreciate it, and the players do as well.
And they do, and 2 last week with the first semi and the second semi-final. Free kick at half forward at Somerville for the Eagles, right on the 50-metre line. Now, he won't make the distance. The former Brisbane Bears and Footscray player was looking to feed off. Hill was the target. Now Hannum, off goes Toohey. That's where the ball heads too high for that player, no doubt about it. Now, there were 5 Glenelg players that read that play. They were all there to chop off the short pass, and in the finish it was Batterston who marked. His kick goes to the outer side. Well taken, Angove. He streams away. Gee, there's nobody in pursuit of him. Finally, the handball forward, Simons, who's down, I suggest, to have a run for some fitness after last week's game against Port Adelaide. He'll be preparing himself for next week's grand final. Maynard, last opportunity for him to get back in the senior side as well. Elias out to Liptak. It's great work. Into the open goal goes Liptak, and Liptak has goal.
Welcome back to Footy Park, 5-2-32. The Tigers doing it pretty well with the small breeze. They lead by 30 points over the Eagles. Through Woodall, couldn't control it. Quickly out of the centre of the ground. The Tigers are forward. At half forward, Maynard couldn't take it. Smothered off the boot. Liptak kicked their last. Beautifully taken, but Scott Guy in the way. Number 30. He's a rough and tough machine. He doesn't mind getting over the ball and doing all the hard work. Handballing it out from under the pack there was Jeff Graham. Now it's Tony Simons. He puts it up in the square. Elias underneath it. It'll be a one-out contest. A result? Well, there is. It's 1 point. It's Craig Elias on your screens. He gets up to his feet. Started his career in the back lines. So West Torrens go along to Glenelg to 5-3-33. Torrens remain on 2 points.
From defence, the Eagles through Wormhall go to the outer side. Oh, Pyman, great mark. I'm very impressed with this youngster, formerly from Whyalla. Great leap, great skills, good pace. He'll be an eye-catcher in the new West Torrens Woodville Football Club, to be known as the Eagles. Spear on the boundary line. Paddles it out. Chapman. Handball's inboard. Woodall now needs to create something. Does so. Chapman now has Toohey. Toohey has space and centres the ball towards half forward. Meads there. Bergeron also. Bergeron 1 grab, 2 grab. The big man's got it.
Playing very well, David. Big Bergeron. He's really giving people upfield something to kick at.
When he's good, he's very, very good. When he's bad, by geez, horrid. But he's certainly having an on-day today. McTavish. Off it goes. Simons covering plenty of ground. Just evades the tackle. Lifts the eyes. Short. Well played to Bromelo. Bromelo played particularly well last week. That handball wasn't a good one. Woodall cut it off and forced the ball out of play. We're almost into time on. First term of the cutthroat preliminary final.
And Glenelg have a handy lead of 31 points, 25 minutes in. Gee, it's a really nothing game at the moment, Rocky, as far as contest from West Torrens is concerned.
This has been disappointing early in the piece. West Torrens have done well to get from 5th spot. Plenty of experience in this side. And they'll need all of that now to work their way back into the game. John Harper over at Somerville, working hard, trying to give the Eagles an opportunity. Plenty of run in those legs. He's caught by McGuinness. That's a beautiful run down by that player. He bounced it. No, it was McGuinness that caught him. Let's have a look at that. Number 44. Now, he actually bounced it, not really knowing that McGuinness had a hand on him. And it was a bit unfortunate for West Torrens. Over half back for the Eagles. They work it out now. Neiman to Dawkins was good. Through Scott Geyer. Has a look. Lifts the eyes. Bergeron's the target. Let's see if he can take this one. That's a beautiful catch. And he's on top at half forward.
I know the game's only, 25 minutes old, Neville. Clearly best on ground, this man with the ball at the moment.
He's giving them plenty, running to space, using the ball well when he has it. Well, he goes on quickly. The player with the ball was Robert Pyman. He slipped over on the half-forward flank. The Tigers win it back. Neville Smith chips it around the body. He's looking for Maynard under a lot of pressure from Somerville. He's pushed in the back. Play on to advantage is good umpiring. Tony Simons, he'll use it. He's got Jep through the centre of the ground. It's the way it goes. Jep with a paddock in front of him. He's run down by Guy, not before he gets it in. Let's look at the contest. It's a beautiful take by Wormald on the last line of defence, and he impressed me at league level during the year, David.
Yes, he's only played probably 8 or 9 senior games, Rocky, but one of the real promising juniors at West Torrens. Of course, eligible to play in the reserves. Now Graham drives towards centre half forward. He didn't lift the eyes, or perhaps if he did, the kick was just short to Bullis. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Thornborough, one of the new developing juniors at the Bay. Out wide, Bromelo bends it back. Jep, one hand, couldn't complete the mark. Batterston, handball's back. Maynard, heel. Got it from Day, in fact, it was, that gave off that handball, the young 17-year-old kid. Now, Elias claimed the mark and wasn't happy with Richard Williams for giving him a free kick against him for pushing the back. Dawkins then kicked into the man on the mark. Robson, the veteran, out wide. The ball is stolen by Rouvray. He's at class, this kid. Off it goes, Hocking, another good junior. Liptak, the medical student, into the open goal. That's his second. It's all so easy.
The Tigers by 37 points in the Nissan Cup prelim final. Of course, the winner goes straight through to the grand final to take on the Magpies next week here at Football Park. Rouvray, left foot, long into the forward line, and brings up the boundary line. Take a last on your screen there for the Tigers. You're live at Football Park on Nine's Wide World of Sports. And what a magnificent day. Sunshine, spring weather. It's certainly finals time, David.
Sure is, Rocky. And remember, of course, only 2 games left for the season. There's not much left for footy-hungry fans. Liptak, handballed forward. Simon Hill was jumped upon. Now Matt Hill deep in defence. He's taken the ground. The ball comes out from Hill, but it's already out of play. Let's not forget today at 4:30, finals football action. Port and North, the preliminary final. And it's mothballs for one of those teams. They'll have the opportunity of facing Glenelg in the grand final. And certainly one of Michael Noonan's biggest challenges this year is to get his young Roosters into the grand final. At quarter time, as the siren sounds, it's Glenelg by 37 points.
All Glenelg that first quarter. The minor premiers certainly dictated the terms of play, had everything going for them. West Torrens made some ridiculously stupid errors in trying to quell the avalanche of Tiger footballers coming down the field, but it was to no avail. At this point in time, it's a different class of team playing West Torrens than what they've been playing in the previous 2 matches.
Indeed it is. And at quarter time in the Nissan Cup Reserves preliminary final, Glenelg 6 goal 3-39. They lead Torrens 2 points. That's a 37-point advantage to the Tigers. Stay with us. We'll be back with more footy after the break.
Welcome back. Well, last Monday night at the Convention Centre, the 1990 West End All-Stars Player of the Year was announced. Neil Curley and his panel of selectors chose the most outstanding player from the minor round, and that player was, of course, North Adelaide's Daryl Hart, who had a fabulous season. Daryl picked up a brand new Nissan Skyline Silhouette, valued at nearly $27,000, a magnificent prize. But of course, there is another one that will be given away tomorrow, and that went to the first correct entry drawn in the West End All-Stars Player of the Year public competition. Tomorrow on the Sunday Footy Show, we will present the 1990 West End All-Stars Player of the Year, Daryl Hart, to present the winner of the public competition with a new Nissan. And it's all thanks to West End. And that wasn't half as confusing as it sounds, but make sure you watch the Sunday Footy Show tomorrow for all of that and a whole lot more. All right, back to Footy Park. But just before we go, boys, I want to clear something up. I said in my opening remarks that this could possibly be West Torrens' last game as West Torrens. Now, don't get the West Torrens fans offside with me. I said possibly. I didn't say it definitely would be, right? So I've covered myself. Let's go back to the Footy Park for a wrap-up of the first quarter.
Nicely cleared up, Scotty. You're off the hook there. There's the scoreline. The Tigers 6 goal 3-39. 37-point advantage over the Eagles. They're just the 2 points. Remember, the Eagles went against a slight breeze in that first quarter. They kick with it this quarter. The goal scorers for the Tigers. Hill, number 29, has 2, and there's a bevy of 1 goalers. McGuinness, Thornborough, Elias and Liptak. And the Eagles, of course, yet to get off and score it all. Well, next Saturday morning at the Adelaide International Hilton, the South Adelaide Football Club will have their traditional grand final breakfast. It's always very entertaining. Ken Cunningham, our own Channel 9 commentator, will be there hosting it. Mal Brown will be there. Neil Curley will be there. It promises to be a fantastic breakfast, so don't miss it. You can ring Maxine at the South Adelaide Football Club to get your tickets, and it's something really worthwhile. Well, we're about to start the second quarter here at Football Park for the preliminary final of the